Hi friends, it's Caitlin and welcome back to the Floating Rock Podcast. I hope you're having the most incredible day ever. Number one, it's the most gorgeous, rainy, stormy little day and I have a candle burning and it's just so cozy and I'm like living my best life. And I was like writing out this whole episode and it just felt right to be like writing about love and like abundance while I was just like in my room. It's clean right now and I'm just like in my bed overflowing with awesomeness. But anyway, I just watched the Bad Bunny halftime show because I did not watch the Super Bowl. Whoops. But I just watched it on YouTube and kind of the whole quote that was going around on social media was his like big thing that said, the only thing stronger than hate is love. And you know, I feel like I'd been seeing that a lot, and with Valentine's Day right around the corner, I just thought this is the right episode to make. And I feel like before I've done a self-love episode, I have not really touched on relationships on the pod. I don't know when I will, if I will, who knows. It feels like a little personal. And like I feel like there's such like a really for real, what do I know? Because everyone's relationships are so different. So I've never quite thought about like giving that kind of thoughts or advice, but like let me know if you want it. I don't know. I just loved seeing that quote going around, and with everything that's happening right now, I do think it's so true. And it just inspired this idea for me of just the idea of like exploding with love and living your life exploding with love. And I think obviously that kind of love can manifest in, you know, love for yourself or love for your community, love for people in your life, love for the earth, love for your craft. And I don't know, I just recently with the whole, like my last episode was about, you know, you're a human, not a productivity machine. I don't know why I've really been leaning into recently just like being a human. And maybe it is because I've been so, as me and Malia like to call it, head in the bucket recently, of just head down, going, aspirations, this and that. And recently, I don't know, I've just like really liked that mindset and found a lot of happiness in it. And I feel like this idea of leading with love and exploding with love, it just like it fits so well into it. And I just thought I'd like make an episode about it. But yeah, today I just feel like is about leading with love. And on that whole note of being a human as well, I think that is one of our luckiest things that we get to experience as a human. It's this feeling of love, and not only that, to feel something so strong and like unique. And I just think it's honestly such a cool feeling and emotion. And I feel like sometimes we like overlook it because we only think about it as romantic. It's like, no, like there's so much love in the world and love within you, and just like, I just feel like you can just like be exploding with it. And the idea behind today was putting on the rose-colored glasses. And not in the whole way of like, oh, thinking things are better than they are. Like, not like that. Not in the derogatory rose-colored glasses way. But imagine it's these stupid red heart glasses of walking into your day, walking into the store, walking just into life, leading with love. And maybe you're only going to remember this for the next minute or the next hour, but maybe you might remember it for the entire day or the entire week or maybe even the year, or maybe for some reason this episode will really strike you, and I hope it strikes me. But the idea of truly going into life exuding and just exploding with love, something I've talked about, I feel like that is similar on the pod before, was this idea of being your kindest self, like going into your day, writing it as your affirmation in your journal of like showing up as your kindest self. I feel like we don't do that enough. And I feel like even just that mindset shift, just telling yourself that first thing in the morning, you will have such a completely different day. And you know, your days are your weeks are your months are your years, and your years are your life, all that kind of stuff, right? So I don't know, I just feel like even if you think about it right now, things that you've already done today, things that you're gonna do today, how different would it look if you led just exuding a lot of love? Like, not love for one specific person, maybe it is, but just like love energy, love Wi-Fi, if you will. That's it, love Wi-Fi. And on that note of just love being so strong and so powerful, I think that like if you have something to love at all, a person, like we all have something to love, number one, not if you have, we all have something to love. And I know that if you're here at the Floating Rock Podcast, I would assume that you know that. And if for some reason you don't, just know that you do. I just think like we're so lucky to have so many things to love. And kind of a point I wanted to talk about today too that I thought was really interesting was I think a lot of the time we chase this like effortless life. We all want things to be like easy feeling in a way, not like easy derogatory, but I have this like thing in my mind of like I've been having a lot of conversations with the girls when it comes to the men, and you know, of course a lot of people come back with a lot of dissatisfaction and, oh, he's not doing this and that or whatever. And I just kind of had this thought of when, let's just go with men for now, and even myself too, anybody. If you love something enough, if you love somebody, if you love something, what you will do for them, no matter how big or small, should kind of feel effortless. And it's interesting when you think about it, when it does kind of come to like the men of it all, like the idea of when you hear about these boyfriends doing big things or really thoughtful things and intricate things, in my head, it's not like, oh, he really like puts that work in. It's just like his love takes him to do these things that he's, I'm assuming, inspired to do, but it would feel effortless. You know, like I feel like I hear so many people being like, oh, but it's just like, it's too much work for him. And I'm like, no, like if there is enough love there, if this is the right person, these things that you want should feel kind of effortless to your partner. For example, getting somebody flowers or writing them a note or showing up to things, you know, all these things that, you know, girls will kind of ask for. And not, okay, this is so hetero today. Sorry guys, but just for the sake of the examples. But in my head, I'm like, I could get my best friend flowers a million times over and it would never feel like effort at all, just because I love her so much. And, you know, it's interesting to think about that within yourself as well. Like these things and people that you have so much love for. It's cool to watch yourself exude this love, especially when in the moment you're not as conscious of it and you're just doing it, because loving is, even though it might take effort and work and time, it just feels effortless. And isn't that so cool? It almost feels like a superhero power-up. To get me to write an essay about something is just like, oh my god. But let's say it's about a topic that I love. I'm like, I'll write you 10 pages, girl, and more. To run a certain errand, take time out of my day, like for someone random, or maybe someone I'm not the biggest fan, like I don't know, that might be like kind of hard. But if it's for someone that I have like a lot of love for, I'm like, easy, done, I'll do it, like I'll figure it out, right? Isn't that interesting? It's the whole, I think sometimes like if they wanted to, they would. It's just like, I think your love for things and people makes things feel effortless. And I think that's really interesting. And even, yeah, like thinking back to big gestures you've done for people, big surprises you've pulled off, or thinking, yeah, big labors of love for your craft even. Like, you know, some people will look at what you do and be like, that's crazy. How the fuck did you do that? Like if I see anyone doing anything remotely smart and sciencey, I'm like, bah, you took the LSAT, diva? Kill me. But if you like it, I love it. You know, like if you love something, it is so crazy how far that will take you. You will study every single day for a long and horrible exam to then go and take more, like it's, do you know what I mean? This is for the STEM girls, but it's just crazy. Like the things that love will make you do, and how, even though in the moment it might be hard or time consuming, like it still almost feels effortless. It even makes me think about the pod. I'm like, realistically, like this takes up some of my freaking time, y'all. But I really do love it. And like, it's crazy. It is just kind of crazy, like the way that it's almost like a weird life hack of, if you love something, like it will just become, and I'm not, yeah, easy is not the right word, but almost like effortless. So anyway, going into like real life, and like, I'm going to try to make this some sort of lesson or something applicable, or maybe you just feel inspired by what I'm talking about in general. Cause I like something a little concise, right? But I like this idea of, okay, if we're doing all the girl math correctly, love is very strong, and love is like this superhero power up to make things easy. And love kind of, it's magnetic, really, right? Like love is this magnetic thing. And back to my original point of living life with these kind of rose-colored glasses on, these love glasses, this idea of exploding with love every single day, waking up, turning your swag on, and like exuding so much love. I'm like, because we are a self-help, growthy, centered, loving the girls achieving their dreams and having their dream lives kind of podcast, it only makes me think, if the math is correct, that if you enter every day, or as many days as you can, as many situations as you can, exuding and outpouring so much love, and not in the way that I feel like gets you walked all over of like, you know what I mean, but just like love Wi-Fi, I'm gonna call it this like love Wi-Fi, this like, it's emitting, like it's those pictures that we see of like aura and stuff that just emits from your heart. It's not even anything specific, but it's that love Wi-Fi. I can only imagine, because like the universe, physics, all of that when you exude that, it bounces off of everything around you and just comes back to you tenfold. Even it makes me think, like, I think sometimes no one here is perfect, right? Maybe there are people who you're like, wow, they have it all. They keep winning. They this, they that. This actually reminds me of my popularity paradox Guys, that's one of my favorite episodes. I actually maybe I'll go listen back to it because I thought that shit was so interesting. This is a reminder to go listen to my popularity paradox episode, but it was this big idea of the popular people are actually the people who are giving out a lot of attention to people. It's those people who it's the people who are giving out the attention to the nerds and be like, hey nerd, why don't you do a backflip? But the nerd's kind of like, oh man, you want me to do a backflip? That's so cool. You know what I mean? And I feel like we can see examples of this in our everyday life too, of these people who we see winning a lot and who we think have just so much and so much abundance. Sometimes it can even come out as envy or jealousy, like, oh, but they're a bitch, or oh, but this and that. And maybe they are a bitch. Who knows? But correct me if I'm wrong, even if they are a bitch, or even if you're like, no, like they're just wrong, like something's wrong with them, like evil, I don't know. Something does tell me though that in their everyday life, what they do exude to people is some sort of like love Wi-Fi, even if you see it and you think, oh, that's fake, and maybe it is fake, who knows? But I think for a lot of the time, these people who get a lot back also are giving out a lot. Do you know what I mean? And whether you like it or not, and if that's going to be the math of the universe, freaking use that to your advantage too, diva. And might I add, I think love and this love Wi-Fi and overflowing with it is this magnet to love and abundance and luck and just so many good things. And it makes me even think, like, yeah, okay, if you're exuding all this love, things will come to you, opportunities. Like in the film industry, like it's so person to person that if you walk around exuding so much love, like it would make sense that opportunities would come to you because people want to work with you. You could be the best person at your job, but if you aren't exuding love in your everyday, no one's going to want to work with you. And it even makes me think about like romantic partners. Like I feel like in my head, people who exude a lot of love kind of receive it back, especially when it comes to like maybe romantic attention, dare I say. But also, might I add too, let's say you're like, but Caitlin, like I really feel like I do exude a lot of love and like I just don't get that romantic attention back, and just like maybe that's something you're looking for. Two things. Number one, perhaps thank God, because magnets are two-sided and they also repel things. And I have seen in my everyday life too, I have seen people walk in, exude some love Wi-Fi, and watch other people reject it live and in person. And guys, if you ever experience this, it's so interesting to watch, because it's just like something's wrong magnetically, where maybe I personally was like, yes, period, and said other person was just like, oh, they're a fake bitch. I'm like, whoa! Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that we have all perhaps seen this at some point in our life, or maybe it's even been you, who knows, or even me, I don't freaking know. But what's great about exuding all this love and being this magnet that is two-sided is it will actually repel the things that aren't meant for you. Like, let's say you meet someone and they don't catch on to your love Wi-Fi, they maybe actually see it as fake, or they see you as something else. Good riddance, because you don't want them around. Like, are you kidding me? And even when it comes to romantic partners, like, if no one's catching your wavelength and your love, like, thank God, because that would just mean the wrong person's catching it. Like, the right people will catch on to what you're exuding, the right opportunities will catch on to what you're exuding, but the world is big and life is long, and not everything's going to happen immediately. I also think that on that note as well, of like the whole like romantic love and this and that, and like perhaps if you're single and this whatever, I also think that we always think about romantic love and she just always gets the spotlight. But I've been watching Sex and the City right now, and they have a few episodes that, like, the end of the day kind of like lesson learned is like, it's the girls at the end of the day. They can chase all these men and all these fucked up things can happen, but at the end of the day, it's them four, and it's the girls that you always come home to, and it's their passions that they always come back to. And I do like that. And I think too, maybe when you're finding a little bit of a dry spell, or you're finding maybe love in unexpected ways, or just what you want isn't coming, and maybe things you didn't know you wanted are coming, and things just looking different in general, a lot of the time I think that is meant for you. And Millie and I we were having this conversation about like, almost like, have you guys seen like a shot ski? This is a weird visual, shot ski. There's like a few different cups. We all have these different cups, and when like things will just fill these different cups for different people, and maybe it's really just not what you thought it was gonna be. Like, let's use that whole like single example right now. Like, you just want love and fun and adventure, and you just think that's what a romantic partner is gonna do for you. But it's like, realistically, like, that's you and the girls, and your romantic love is going to fill perhaps a different cup, or maybe it will fill that cup at a different time. But I just think that there is so much love to go around, and like, I'm begging you to not ignore the love and abundance that are in other places of your life, besides romantic love, you know? And that obviously, like, I always skim over that, but obviously that is so powerful and so cool that we get to experience that, and just, it's such an awesome human experience to experience romantic love, and you really do learn so much. But I do think that, like, a lot of time we glaze over all the other sources of love in our life. Like, think about, like your grandpa, if you like him. I know a lot of people are like, rah, rah. Or just, you know, like, think about, like, those cute little wholesome things, and it's like, wait, I actually do have, like, so much love for them, or for this thing, or maybe you just have, like, a plant you really fucking like, you know? Or even, like, why am I tearing up? My favorite ones in the world is just, like, your love for your younger self. And it's, like, trippy because, like, when you think back to them, or you see pictures, or even, like, journal entries or things, like, it's weird to think that, like, that is you, but it's like, no, it feels like a separate person because I know so much more than them. One of my favorite things, if you aren't journaling already, guys, journal, because I love reading back. And in my head, I mean, everyone journals differently. I journal very nicely to myself, and, you know, a lot of affirmations, a lot of self-love goes into my journal. And it is so cute, especially in times where I'm, like, maybe not doing as incredibly, or just, I'm like, it fills me up with so much love and light and, like, motivation when I see these things of sophomore year of college me writing that I'm proud of myself. Diva, don't. That'll get you going. That'll get you going for sure. So, like, if this inspires, if anything in this episode inspires you, like, write future you some sort of note, because that'll get you crying later. And it's, like, such a fun way of time travel, and honestly a fun way of showing yourself love and writing yourself nice things now, because trust me, future you will think that that is just the coolest thing in the world, that present you was able to do that and could see that, and I freaking love it. But anyway, guys, all in all, today just love is so powerful, and in our crazy world, in our crazy lives, it is so important to lead with it. And one of, as we know, my favorite floating rock things is the best thing you can do, the best way you can be a good person and make change in this world is just showing up as a good person, being kind, exuding this love Wi-Fi, because you could make someone's day who could do something bad. And there is so many people doing bad things. And one of the best things you can do in this life is just be full of love and be full of kindness. And especially showing that to yourself is also so important. And I just think it's the most powerful superpower ever, and it will make you do insane shit, and it'll make you feel superhuman. Like, you will run marathons, you will write essays, you will create crazy art, you will travel miles on miles, and you can just do so much with love fueling that fire. And I'm urging you today to put on the rose-colored glasses and step into the rest of your day, or maybe tomorrow, or the rest of your week. And if you can truly remember it, add this to your journaling affirmations in the morning, to show up as your most loving self, to show up just overflowing and exploding with love. I can fucking assure you, so much is going to come back to you. It's going to bounce off of everybody and everything, and so much love will just come right back your way. And what more can you ask for? Anyway, guys, I think you deserve the most love in the world, and I hope that you feel that this Valentine's Day, whether it's from those around you, and whether it is from maybe just something that you're doing fulfilling you, and you know, most of all, showing it to others. I think that is one of the most important things you could ever do, is expressing that love and bringing up the people around you, and just pouring it, because overflowing with love is the best thing in the world. And I hope that you just feel that and go into the rest of your day like this, because, like, how wonderful. Okay, guys, thanks so much for listening. I hope this made some sort of sense, but yeah, peace and love and peace. Bye bye.